A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Rogue Knight I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
When Alex became a god, he thought he would have no problems at all. Until... he landed in the Divine Dimension and was tasked with protecting the entire multiverse.
Am I connected to every single Alex Ambrose that ever existed?
Alex could travel across dimensions, defying the laws of time and space, to help other Alexes throughout the multiverse. But then everything changed.
No! Aw!
I have to go back and save them.
But if Alex went back to the mortal world, he would relinquish all of his power and his memories.
I don't have a choice. I must go back.
When Alex returned back to Earth, he goes back to being your average business tycoon millionaire, unaware that the people he cared most about are in danger.
Someone help me!
Yvonne, what happened?
I was attacked by a monster. Alex? What's going on? Get away from him! He is my boyfriend!
Who attacked Yvonne in the forest? What will Debbie do next? Who will Alex choose between the two women? Will Alex ever remember who he was before traveling into a different multiverse? To hear what happens next and whether Alex can stop the deranged monster before he strikes again, listen to the original audio drama, Insta Millionaire Returns, only on Pocket FM. Download the app now and find out.
Presentation. Welcome in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody out there in Turn 200 land. Welcome into our coverage of the Mission, our challenge Sunday Top Split Strength of Field broadcast. Today, it's week 11 of 12 at VIR. Tommy Cook hanging out with you, just me again here today. But happy to provide, as always, here on Turn 200. We got 15 drivers ready to tackle the big track here at Virginia International Raceway. Got about a minute and a half left to go in qualifying before we get to the starting grid, although I think everybody has posted a lap, so it might advance us here early. While we've got a second, I'd like to take this opportunity to make an announcement of sorts. So Matt and I's schedules have been getting more and more hectic recently, and we have not found much time, as you may have noticed, to do the Mission R Challenge broadcasts this season. It's been about a 70-30 split of being live and being tape delayed. So with that in mind, after 4 seasons of broadcasting every Sunday for the Mission R Challenge, we are going to step aside after this season. This final 2 weeks will be our last 2 weeks, at least for now, as the Mission R Challenge Sunday Top Split Strength of Field broadcast team. That's it's kind of sad, but it's just kind of how it goes. I've been busier with work. Matt's got life stuff going on. It's all good stuff all around. But it's got to come at the cost of something, and that is going to be the Mission R Challenge, unfortunately. So we love this community. I'll still continue to be a part of this community and race in potentially the Sunday and hopefully more of the Thursday Top Split broadcasts as we roll along. But yes, it's unfortunate, but that's just kind of how it goes sometimes. So thank you to this community for opening up to us and welcoming us in, and we hope that we've represented the community to the fullest extent that we can, and we hope that you're in kind happy with the representation you've been getting from us. So with that in mind, it is time to roll into today's starting lineup here from VIR. It is, of course, the four-time now and defending series champion J.J. Wang with the pole position. Shinya Inuzuka will be on the front row. Timothy Reed and Sean Begley on the second row. Connor Pearson is back in the lineup. He will line up in fifth next to Jamie Himmel-Smith. Ellis Spice and Izzy Matthews will line up on row 4. Olivia Hayward and James Watson will round out your top 10 starters. Georgia Trepsick, Alexander Cattermole on row number 6. Row number 7 is Rebecca David and Patrick Seiner. And then Jared Forst will be the 15th and final starter on today's grid here at VIR. Hello to Jeff in the chat. Hello to anybody that's out there watching. Appreciate you all very much. As you can see, it is it's kind of gross looking out there, not going to lie. Pretty foggy. This track is very low grip in these cars. Yes, a lot of self-spinning Thursday. Yeah, I was one of them. I was a very early exit in the Thursday Top Split race this week. I did not make it very long. It's pretty grody out there, to say the least. But this is what we've got here for today's starting grid, as just about everybody other than Patrick Seiner have pulled up. He's got about 15 seconds to hit the grid here before we're going to drop the green regardless. But J.J. Wang, Shinya Inuzuka, battling for the win last week, made contact, and neither of them got it at Daytona. So they are both looking for some redemption here today. Who will get it done after 20 minutes in the penultimate round of the championship? We are about to find out. Green flag is out. We're racing. And Inuzuka will pull straight into line. We're breaking big here early in the right-hander. Oh, some bumper cars. That was Trepsick. There goes Begley off the track. And he will lose multiple positions here, as Jamie Himmel-Smith is also gone off the track, and that's Trepsick off as well. We'll continue to look back towards the front, as that is Timothy Reed in the lineup once again, as there goes JJ off the barrier, or rather off the curbing there, and he will spin it around. Oh, and he gets contacted as well. That's Izzy Matthews. Oh, man. Inuzuka now is the race leader. We'll take a look at that once we get past the first lap here, as we'll continue to watch Inuzuka try and hang on. Like we said, and if JJ does that, then you know it's on the table for everybody. Low grip, not ideal conditions here today. Big gap from Hayward back to Trepsick. That's the gap between 5th and 6th. Now Trepsick has a problem. He is off the track. Ay, ay, ay. Down this long, long straightaway into the left, and a hard break for another right, and a downhill left once more. Inuzuka might escape lap 1 with the race lead here, but this track is out to get every single driver. Make no mistakes about it. So now, there's Connor Pearson. It looks a bit unsteady, bit wobbly there under braking into turn number 1. As Ellis Spice thought maybe he wasn't going to get a lap in qualifying, but ended up posting a pretty good lap on his second go-round. And he's up inside the top 5 now. As there's Hayward in 5th, and James Watson way back here in P6. Let's go back and take a look at what happened to J.J. Wang. It's already in progress there, so let's back it up. I think what you're going to see is out of NASCAR into the snake section of the course. Going to clip the grass. Went over the curbing and clipped the grass, and that will send him around. Looks like a self-spin for Izzy Matthews. Big-time nose damage there on that contact. And JJ is already back up to 10th. As we now find our leaders in progress down the long straight. There's an alternate infield course. They just passed that right-hand turn there, blocked off by the cones. That turn name has a very interesting name, if anybody's ever seen it before. If not, look it up. Because I don't want to say it on air. 4-car breakaway. We'll take a look back here for the battle for 6th. Whoa, that is Rebecca Davin way off. I just saw Davin go past Watson in the running order, and that would be why. That is the line that we saw with the Thunderdome trucks when they were here a few months ago. Inizuka continuing to pace the field, but Timothy Reed is hot on the tail here of driver number 2. Inizuka looking for redemption after last week. Throwing away either a win or a second place, whatever it would have been. As this is Connor Pearson riding in 3rd. First time we've seen Connor in some time here on a Sunday top split. Ella Spice dropping off this battle. Still riding in 4th. As the double corner into the long straightaway. These cars love a tow, they love a slipstream, and this is the place to do it. Can Timothy Reed make anything happen here? As we start to break. Reed right there. J.J. Wang is continuing to move up the field. He is up to 7th now. Has just made a pass on James Watson for P6. Car is a little bit shorter than when it started the race. Reed underneath, looking for the lead. As Inizuka runs it wide. Oh, Reed out of shape. Pearson looks for a way through, but can't find it. And Pearson through the grass. So much fun to lay into those S-turn corners. You can do most of them flat out, even with the conditions that we've got here. But if you put a tire wrong, you are going to pay for it, as multiple people have already found out. Like we mentioned, J.J. Wang is back up to 6th, but he's got 8.5 seconds to catch Olivia Hayward in P5. Ella Spice just barely able to sniff a draft down this long straightaway to try and get himself back into the mix here for what could be a podium finish. Here's Reed. looking out to the left. It would put him on the outside here for the first turn, but if he can hang, it would set him up nicely for the other three. I guess, yeah, that's 3 left turns. Not going to do it regardless. No, it'd only be 2. I can't count. Boy, no matter how well Shinya Inuzuka is wheeling this car, he cannot shake Timothy Reed. And likewise for Reed and Pearson. Not even to halfway. Reed taking a lot of curbing there. This car usually doesn't like quick lateral movements like that. But it might pay off for Reed here in the short term. He is itching to find a way around Shinya Inuzuka to get himself to the race lead. Pulls out to the left once more. Looking to try and cut underneath, and he's got some room under there. Into turn number 1. Again, will find himself on the outside here for a couple of left-handers. And this time the switchback does not work. But Reed is getting closer and closer, and he's making Inuzuka think. Oh, Reed wide. And he's going to drive it too deep. Is he going to collect Pearson? They'll have to adjust a little bit. There was some contact, but Pearson is on his way through. Reed, I don't know how he is still driving forward and as close as he is to this group. Quite the save. Izzy Matthews has had a problem. But let's take a look, once they get back to the front straightaway here, at how Timothy Reed managed to save that. There was Reed off into the grass. Tries to send it a bit deeper with some dirtier tires on an already low grip track. Some contact there. I mean, I feel like 9 times out of 10, that is not savable. And Reed saved it the other time. The work is not done yet. As now we'll see what Connor Pearson can do here to apply some pressure to Shinya Inuzuka. Just slamming off those rumble strips through the S section. JJ Wang is now within 4 seconds of Olivia Hayward. So at that rate, I think Wang might have a shot to get up into the top 5. Oh, and now Olivia Hayward has just had a problem, so definitely this pass could be on the way very soon, as there's JJ. what happened to Olivia Hayward. So tough there into the right-hander, just a bit wide. Car already looked like it was a bit out of shape before slowing down for that turn. We'll go back to the live action, and Olivia Hayward is off the track once more. There goes J.J. Wang through and back into the top 5. Top 3 in a different order, but they are running nose to tail once more as Pearson. Wow, he is cooking those tires on that line. Basically a 4-wheel slide through turn number 2. Trying to get on the power, look for some drive. Pearson is looking to get around as Reed got a bit bottled up there. "20 minutes of mirror driving has got to be exhausting in a place like VIR that is so demanding. And there's a mistake for Minizuka. It's the first one of the race, and it might cost him the lead, and it will. Connor Pearson through. Minizuka just too deep into turn number 1. And that will allow Connor Pearson to slip through. Especially with the lack of mirrors. Yeah, agreed. This is Inuzuka's first look at somebody else since he found his way behind J.J. Wang off the starting grid. It's his first time having to drive in dirty air since turn 2, basically, or turn 3. Ellis Spice was starting to reel these top 3 in once again, but he just went off the track in the S's and lost a lot of time. He's back to 3.5 seconds now. Who's to say Pearson is not capable of a similar mistake here to allow Inuzuka and Reed back into the fight? Oh, and Pearson does push it wide there. Inuzuka made up a ton of time there into 1. More aggressive on the brakes and more patient on the throttle. And Inuzuka looking to be right behind, headed into the S section once again. Oh, but Pearson much better off out of the NASCAR bend. Oh no, there goes Pearson! Pearson from the lead. Inuzuka's back up front. Pearson now in a battle with Ella Spice for the third spot. Going to be awfully close whether we're taking the white flag at the stripe here. Leaders are turning about 150s, and that's 148. My guess is that this is going to be the last lap, although it's going to be awfully close. Inuzuka and Reed both need to battle like it is the last lap. They both have a hard time there into turn number 1. Spice continuing to hold Pearson off for the final spot on the podium. Pearson trying to stay to the right side here into the S section. Oh, and Spice goes wide. It's so hard for those first couple of S corners to try and stay double wide. And Spice will give up the third spot once more. Inuzuka and Reed at the front. Oh, and Reed is going to sail it off into the grass. That could have been a lot worse than it was. But he's given up quite a bit of time. Spice is fighting back to a quarter of a second here. As Shinya Inuzuka has the lead through the final turn. Looking for the white, looking for the checkers. This is the checkered flag. Shinya Inuzuka will survive a wild one here at VIR. Timothy Reed in second. And Connor Pearson, after all that, is going to finish in spot number 3. JJ Wang just had an off track, brings it back on right in front of Olivia Hayward. But Wang, after a wild race and a damaged car, will limp it home for a P5. Shinya Inuzuka. What a race. What a duel. What's a duel between 3 people? What would you call that? Technically, you only need 3 people for a riot legally. So that was a riot here at VIR. Let's go back and take a look at Connor Pearson giving up the lead here with just 2 laps to go. This is Pearson into the right-hander, and it just is going to come out from underneath of him. While he's trying to keep it wide and arc it there. Has to dip into the grass. And will eventually come out on top of this battle with Ella Spice. After Spice has similar problems into the S section next time through. One more time just for insurance. We'll bring it back around. And back into the pits he will go. I mean, I think everybody was doing something this race. That was one of the wilder ones. It's no Road America, but certainly a lot going on here in week number 11 Sunday Top Split here at VIR. That is Shinya Inuzuka pulling into the pits here as a race winner once more here on a Sunday afternoon. We'll give you the full finishing rundown as the results are now official. Inuzuka with the win, Reed in second, Pearson in third. We normally don't talk to Reed or Pearson. Hopefully that will change here today, but Inuzuka will take the race win. Surely we'll talk to him unless he is busy. Ellis Spice will come home in fourth, J.J. Wang in fifth, Olivia Hayward in sixth, Jamie Hamel-Smith in seventh, Sean Begley, Rebecca David, and James Watson, your top 10, Georgie Trepsick, Patrick Seiner, Izzy Matthews, Alexander Catamol, the 14 drivers that took the green flag. And actually, Jared Force also took the green flag here. So he will finish a couple laps down, but he will finish in P15. Waiting for some folks to pop into the waiting room here while we got the opportunity. We'll remind you that, or actually, I don't know if I said this at all, but next Sunday's season finale will have to be tape delayed. Matt will be out of town visiting family, and I will be in Chicago. Not visiting family, but on a pre-planned trip. So that is where I will be. We will, since it's Labor Day on Monday, next Monday that is, I will just spend the day working on that and have it up by a decent time here. If you live in the United States anyway, you should have it up by 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock Eastern time, somewhere around there. So that is where you can find the PMR race for next Sunday, the season finale from Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, which I've been voting for as long as I've been able to vote on the schedules. I'm ashamed and sad that that is the one that I'm going to miss, but that is just how it goes sometimes. So we will now talk to your race winner here as making sure that it didn't just lock up on me. Nope, it didn't. Okay, so we will talk to your race winner as we'll pull in Shinya Inuzuka, who will survive a wild one here today at VIR. Congratulations on another one. Boy, that one looked exhausting.
Thank you. Yeah, it was absolutely exhausting. It was so stressful, this race. When I was practicing today, I didn't feel prepared in the end of it at all. And the whole race was just dancing over the curbs, dancing with the tires. They were getting hot, and yeah, they were just toasted. It was crazy. The pace of Timothy and Connor was insane. I just had so much luck defending against them, and I wouldn't stand a chance against Timothy and Connor's pace, and very well JJ's pace as well.
I mean, hot tires, cold, low grip track, lots of lateral movements, lots of drafting. I mean, this is a bunch of stuff that this car really does not like. I mean, it just kind of goes to show if JJ has a problem like that on the first lap, and quite a few other drivers on the first lap did as well. I mean, how did you make it through the first couple laps, and then how did you keep surviving as everybody around you was finding their way off track?
I really can't tell. I was I'm a very careful driver usually, maybe not last race, but I actually am. So that's the only way why I keep my I rating kind of high, just only because I always end in the middle of the top split, for example, and just because I'm surviving and I don't take many risks. But this race was very tough. I knew when I go very carefully, I would end up in the end, probably. Yeah, so I was trying to push it as fast as I could, but I had to take some risks. And I was pretty lucky, I think, that I didn't throw away my car. There were some moments where I thought it's going to end. So yeah, last lap I even got a slowdown, and my brain was just telling me, oh, great job, Shinya, now you ruin your whole race again in the last lap. But I managed to keep it clean somehow. So I just take it. I think luck was with me today.
Well, sometimes you'll take that, and you got to take some risks, especially in a situation like that where there just was not getting separated from anybody that was behind you. There was no way around that. So nicely done here today, though. Congrats on another victory. Who do you want to thank? Who do you want to shout out?
Thank you very much. Of course, shout out to my girlfriend again behind me. Shout out to 1 or 2 or 3 of my buddies on Discord watching too. And yeah, shout out to Timothy for the great pace and great pressure behind me. I didn't like it, but that's a good sign, I think. Same for Connor. And yeah, once again, I feel bad for JJ. I hope for a clean race this time. But it wasn't me this time, I promise.
Yeah, we saw it. It wasn't you. But nicely done here today. Congratulations on another victory, and we'll hopefully talk to you again here soon.
Thank you so much.
So that is your race winner, Shinya Inuzuka. A reminder that's what I just mentioned. If you missed it a second ago, that we will not be live for next Sunday's race. And if you also missed the announcement at the top of the broadcast, I'll make a post here very soon in the Discord. But Turn 200's coverage of the Mission Art Challenge will be coming to an end after next week at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. So, again, we greatly appreciate the community letting us put on their broadcasting. It's been great racing for the last year, from Watkins Glen at week 1 with Olivia Hayward's last lap pass on Timothy Reed to whatever is in store next week at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, which I cannot wait for. It's a fantastic circuit. Yes, we're excited for things to come in our own personal lives, but we're going to miss doing the Sunday top split races, that is for sure. But we will continue to be a part of the community and host any special events that need to be hosted. We're happy to do that, but as Sundays are just becoming a bit more difficult to work around, as it's become more apparent here this season with the number of tape-delayed broadcasts. So thank you to everybody truly in the Mission Art community. And yes, thank you to JJ Wang for bringing us in, and Dario Fertini as well for allowing us to be a part of this, Ellis Spice, and anybody else that works in the ins and outs of the Mission Art community. Greatly appreciate everybody. And thank you to Jeff for hanging out with us, and for Olivia for hopping in the chat there at the end as well. And thank you to anybody else that was hanging out with us as well. So between now and our tape-delayed broadcast next Monday, you can catch us for the Formula Super Series tomorrow night at Barcelona Historic at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Tuesday night, the Venom Truck Series is at Mount Panorama, and that is just, it's going to be an absolute disaster, and I cannot wait for it. Bathurst at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time with the Venom Truck Series on Tuesday night. Wednesday night, the Daredevil Series rolls into Iowa for 100 laps under the lights, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. For that, Thursday night, the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series playoff cutoff race is at Darlington at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's the last thing that we got until next Monday's tape-delayed broadcast of the Mission Art Challenge race from Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. That's all we got for you here today. Until we meet again here from Virginia International Raceway, I'm Tommy Cook saying so long, and congratulations to Shinya Inuzuka on a thrilling victory here today at VIR. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.